This is the final battle. Got over 1,000 players gonna play for 2 hours straight. Have it out. It's gonna be rough.
Rich reporting live from Living Legends. We're about to get dirty in the final battle.
This is FPS Russia, and this is Living Legends.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about Living Legends Paintball. A lot of you guys have been asking, and of course I am going this year. I talked about it over the weekend in our last car vlog, but a lot of you guys are new to Living Legends and you've been asking questions about the schedule, different things, what to expect, how much paint should I buy, all kinds of stuff. So I thought, why not go ahead and make a specific video before the event explaining what to expect with the pre-days on Thursday and Friday, the actual event days on Saturday and Sunday, different tips I would say from what I've seen actually going, figuring out if you want to do a hotel or a camp and where. So there's a lot we can definitely go through with this, and being that today was a little bit of a slow day for gaming and tech and there wasn't much going on, I thought, why not go ahead and make a paintball video? And I think it really works and well, because once again, a lot of you guys are excited and a lot of you guys that are going are a little confused about what to expect. So let's go ahead and dive in with what you can do right now. So the first thing you need to be doing right now today is actually registering. You can go and pre-register as of right now. The registration has been open for a while. You're not going to get any discounts from registering because it's pretty late, but you do need to register if you want to be on a specific team. So figure out who's on what team. Maybe there's someone going that you want to be with. Figure that out and register so you can make sure you're actually on the correct team, because when it comes to the actual day of the event, I believe you can still register and pay then, but do know that if you do that, you may not be on the team you want to be. I think you can tell them I want to be on the Horde or the New Empire, but if there's 2,000 people on the New Empire and 1,000 on the Horde, they're going to probably want to put you on Horde and they're going to really push that. So make sure you sign up early. If you sign up right now, you'll be in whatever team you want, and then if there's an imbalance of the teams, they'll say, hey, do you mind switching? And you can always say yes or no, and your whole group can switch. So just make sure you register early. It's very important that you do. Also make sure in your registration that you get the air refills. You're gonna need it. You're not really able to work around that. I think it's like $15 extra, but you have to pay for it anyway, which makes registration, I believe, $65. So to actually get into the event, it's gonna cost you $65, but do know there is a paint fee as well of, I think it's $75 per case. I'm pulling it up right now though so we can make sure. Yeah, it's $75 for either evil or marbleizers. You make your decision on which one you want. Actual registration $50 and $14.95 for air fills the entire event. Alright, so now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about actually where you're going to sleep, because Living Legends is a multiple day event. It's on May 16th through 18th. Now there are also pre-days, which we'll talk about, and actual days, and that'll make sense as we get into it. But first, decide where you want to sleep. Is it going to be a camping or hotel? Because that's very important depending on what you want to do. If you're doing a hotel, that's nice. You'll be doing a hotel, but a lot of people camp out. I personally have camped out every year I've gone. This will be my third Living Legends, and I would definitely recommend you camp out. It's a lot of fun. Everyone has a great night. It's a ton of fun. There's no reason not to camp out, and you're right next to the event, so you just wake up the next morning and go play paintball. There's no showers or anything like that, so it's a little bit of a gritty weekend, but it's definitely a lot of fun. Now, if that's not for you for whatever reason and you want to do a hotel, go to their website. They actually have like recommended hotels that some people use, and those hotels you can actually use and go ahead and go to. I think they have discounts and things like that, but just check the website for lodging, and I believe they have a bunch of stuff for you. All right, so that's pretty much all the pre-stuff you need to figure out. The next thing is going to be pre-day one. This is going to be Thursday. I'm calling them pre-days because they're not actual Living Legend days. So this is not part of the event. There's no team score. There's nothing like that. This is just going to be the early days. If you go, you go. If you don't, you don't. So the first day is Thursday. What you have to do here is you figure out where you want to camp. You don't have to go on Thursday. I personally don't go on Thursday, but it is open, right? They are there. There's people there. There's staff there. And what you can do there is on Thursday at 10 a.m. you can begin camping, right? That's when camping opens up. You can make sure you get a good spot. A lot of times they fill up and you'll be camping further and further and further away. You won't be more than half a mile away, but you're not going to be right next to the door or the gate unless you get there pretty early. And then about 6 hours later at 4 p.m. registration opens, so you can go ahead and early registration, go through that process, and that's good because you're going to have to go through the registration line even if you pre-register. They don't like mail you tickets or anything like that. You have to go on the day and say, hey, my name is, Connor Brady. They'll give you your pass, they'll give you your shirt that you ordered, give you your airfill zip tie, all that kind of stuff. So that happens at 4 p.m. and then goes till 6 p.m. and then closes, and that's all that happens on Thursday. Once again, I don't go Thursday, but it's an option for you. A lot of people don't, I think, don't go Thursday, but it is once again an option for you. So Friday is the day that I go down there. Typically I go in the morning. I don't usually participate in any of the paintball stuff on Friday, although I may this year, so we'll see exactly what happens. But what I've done in years past is I've gone Friday morning to noonish, and I've head down to the event. So I pack all my friends in the car, we get all our stuff in there. I have my gear already laid out because I did it the weekend before. I make sure all my gear works. My tanks have been hydroed, or they've been tested, right? Because every 4, 5, 10 years, if you're bringing your own gear, your tank has to be hydroed. So make sure that's all done in advance, or you're going to be finding yourself at the event shelling out $100 for a brand new tank because you want to play paintball and you didn't get a hydroed. So make sure you go through all your gear before. I do that like usually the weekend or 2 weeks before, just to make sure everything's in line, and then I head down to the event. Now, as far as the actual schedule goes for Friday, I'm going to go through it right now. It's on their website, so you guys can check it out. But registration starts at 9 a.m. At noon, there's open play on the Wastelands hosted by CPX Legion. Just know that you can go and play on Friday, although it's not part of the actual Living Legends event. You actually, you pay for it, like it's part of your ticket that you bought for Living Legends, so it doesn't cost extra, but it's not like the Living Legends, oh, this is the first part of the game, and it starts right now. That's not what that event is. It's just, hey, there's paintball here on Friday. You can come play, warm yourself up for Saturday, but Saturday is when Living Legends starts, so do know if you're coming Friday night, it's okay, or if you don't want to come till Saturday very early in the morning, that's okay as well. Just know that people will start playing on Friday, just playing casual paintball like it's any other Friday. There is also MagFed open play at the same time, which starts at noon, and then at 4 p.m. PB Nation BST swap meet by the stage, and then after that, an hour later at 6 p.m. there's open play MagFed again, and then at 6 p.m. there's Pump, Pistol, and MagFed open play on Badlands and Armageddon. Badlands and Armageddon, if you've never been, it's a small area, it's a town and a blown up town, so that's where Final Battle happens. If you guys have seen footage of Final Battle, that's Armageddon and Badlands, so just so you know the area. But do know that's only for pump fed pistols and mag fed weapons, so you're not going to be able to bring your fully automatic gun, nothing crazy, right? So just pump fed, pistol, and mag fed. At the same time, at that 6 p.m. window, Tech PB beer exchange on the Budweiser party deck. So there's going to be a beer exchange. This is kind of a cool thing every year. I'm underage, so I can't drink, but it's something that you always see. People come from all around the world, so if this is something you're interested in, it's awesome because people bring beers, homemade alcohol, whatever they want, and people just exchange it. A lot of times you see homemade stuff, and that's always interesting to see. But around that time and another time later on at 10 p.m., there's another exchange. So do know if you missed this one, there's actually 2 exchanges, which we'll get into. But if you're interested in trying some crazy stuff from all over the world, this is definitely the event, or I guess the time for you to go is going to be that 6 p.m. or 10 p.m. exchange on Friday. So then at 10 p.m. all the open play ends, so that'll be done. They actually have these huge lights that come on, and you can see them playing around 8 to 10 when it's dark outside. But at 10 p.m. all play stops, and you're done for the first day. Then also at 10 p.m. the Tech PB beer exchange on the Budweiser party deck once again. So that's going to be happening 2 times, like I said, and it's kind of cool because you see people bringing homemade stuff, off the shelf stuff, and everyone's exchanging, and it's a great time. So yes, there is drinking at the event. Do know as far as drinking rules go, I think how it was last year is you can't have consumed any alcohol within 6 hours before play. So if you're going to play at 8 a.m. on Saturday, you had to stop drinking at 2 a.m. on Saturday morning. So just keep that in mind as well. You're not going to be wanting to stumble onto the field absolutely drunk or hungover. Although people have a good time, you just want to make sure you're not overdoing it, because you can easily ruin your entire weekend just from trying to have too much fun on a Friday night. So that's all the pre-registration stuff, all the pre-days, all that kind of stuff. You're going to really want to be set up for Saturday, because Saturday you want to go smooth. You came out to this event, you flew out here, you drove out here, you spent hundreds of dollars, you want to have fun. So make sure you're not overdoing it. Like I said, a lot of people do. There'll be people puking in the parking lot, or people will be hungover and don't even play Saturday, which is just a big waste of time. So make sure you don't overdo it and you're ready to play, because Saturday will hit you like a truck if you're not ready. So let's go ahead and break down this Saturday schedule. So the first thing is 6 a.m. bright and early, all the services open. Now my recommendation for you, you don't have to take this, this is just what I do each year. Get up at like 5:50 and go through registration, go get chronoed. Make sure chrono first, right? Get your chrono done, because what happens is everyone forgets to chrono. Then they look at everyone's tags and see that you haven't been hole punched, and they have a special hole puncher, so it's not like you can bring your own and just hole punch. So make sure you chrono. Go through the chrono line early, because what a lot of times happens is it'll be like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. right before our actual play starts, and people will be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to chrono, and they'll get checked, and they'll get tagged, and then they'll go chrono, and it'll be an hour-long line, and it's a huge hassle. So just make sure you chrono as early as you can, and then go through registration, then airfill, and then paint. So just make sure you're kind of prioritizing things well, but just know at 6 a.m. all services open. So if you're smart, you'll be up early. If you're not, you may be spending 3 hours doing a 10-minute task. So just know 6 a.m. everything's open, everything opens up. And then 4 hours later at 10 a.m., open ceremony and mandatory player orientation at the main stage, with prizes and stuff like that. So that's always fun. It's just kind of saying, hey, can you barrel tag? What's this? What's this? What are the different rules? How do you score points for your team? What happens when you're out? They'll go through all of that. I'm not going to talk about it in the video. It's typical paintball rules with a few different variations, but that'll be all introduced and explained at the mandatory meeting. And then after that meeting, 2 hours later, the meeting usually takes a half hour to an hour, because you also get your armbands with your team color, red or blue, and then your individual color, which will be like yellow, green, pink, purple, whatever, for your different group within your team. So there's going to be like 6 teams within the team, and each team kind of communicates and works their way to different objectives. So you will get all of that explained at 10 a.m., but just know at noon sharp, the battle starts. So you're going to have to be at your base and ready by noon, or you'll be late. It's not the end of the world, I guess, if you're not there for the opening battle, but that's the fun part, right? When you're running out with your team, everyone's screaming and yelling. So make sure you're ready by noon, right? That's 6 hours from when everything opens, so you should have enough time. All right, so then 6 p.m. rolls around, 6 hours of play has happened, and registration's closed. 6:45, stand down and prepare for Living Legends dinner battle. And then at 7 p.m., mandatory pre-battle briefing at the main stage. 7:30, Living Legends dinner battle begins. Living Legends play ends at 8 p.m. Now, if you're still wanting to play paintball after that 8 hours of playing, at 8:30, you can actually go ahead, and 8:30 p.m. this is, you can actually go ahead and play open play at Armageddon with any different weapons, whatever you want to do. You can go ahead and play on Armageddon. Note, Bedlam is going to be closed this year, just like last year, because of cleaning. It gets really, really oily and slippery from all the paint, so they don't let you play in Bedlam, which is the big town, although Armageddon is the one right next to it. That's the blown up town, so it is going to be closed until Sunday for cleaning. Now, you're probably not going to be going to that, because at 9 p.m. there is the Living Legends bikini contest. This is always fun. Sponsored by HK Army. Every year is incredible, right? It's always funny, the different things that happen, all the different people that go up there. It's a really good time. So you're probably going to want to be at the bikini contest. You guys may have seen my footage. If you haven't, I'll have a link in the description, or an annotation now if I remember, but definitely in the description, for the actual Living Legends bikini contest. It was hilarious last year. It was really a good time. I had to cut out a lot of parts because there was a lot of nudity. It's an incredible time. So you're probably going to end up being there at 9 p.m. So open play, you'll probably end up ignoring on Saturday. After the bikini contest, there's beer pong. There's a lot of fun. All that kind of stuff is on the website as well, so it's kind of part of the event. But do know you're going to have an early morning Sunday. So once again, don't overdo it. People do party. People have a lot of fun. It's a really good time, but just make sure you're not going too crazy and you ruin your Sunday, which is a whole nother day of paintball. So moving on to Sunday, after you've had your crazy night on Saturday, every year is incredible. It's always something funny. Something funny always happens. But on Sunday, this is what happens. 8 a.m. rolls around. All services open, so it's 2 hours later than Saturday, where you can go ahead and register, get your air, get your paint, chrono, all that kind of stuff. And then at 9 a.m. sharp, Living Legends play resumes. So get ready to play. It starts at 9 a.m. It's not noon, it is 9 a.m. Then at noon, registration closes, so if you didn't want to come till Sunday or something like that, you'd know you have to be there by noon. Then at 12:15 p.m., so right after noon, you stand down. That's when the battle ends, and then you prepare for the Living Legends final battle. 12:30, you have mandatory pre-battle briefing at the main stage, and 1 p.m. is the famous, what they call the famous, and it really is, Living Legends final battle, which is an hour long, and it's probably the most amount of paint you'll ever see thrown around and wasted at one time, shooting your own teammates. And that'll make sense when you're there and you're getting shot by your own teammates while you're sitting on the hill, because there's that kid in the back that just wants to pull the trigger and can't get the paintballs over the hill. That'll make sense when you're there. If you've been there before, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't get shot by the other team, you get shot by your own team in that final battle, which is always fun. But that's an hour long, and then at 2 p.m. game over, and then 2:30 they have scores, awards, closing ceremonies, all that kind of stuff. And they give away thousands of dollars in prizes, all that kind of stuff. So also, another key thing is make sure you bring your player badge, because that's how they actually give away the prizes. Every year they give away a ton of stuff, but That's really it. That's pretty much it for Sunday, and then you got to be out by 6 p.m. Campus closes, and the camp actually closes down, so you have 3.5 hours or 3 hours to actually get out. You'll definitely be able to get out in that amount of time, and then that's the end of the event. So that's pretty much a breakdown of every step along the way and everything that you'll see. So that's it for everything, really. That's day 1, 2, pre-days, everything you could imagine. If you have any other questions, what I'd recommend you do is leave a comment down below. I answer all my comments, so go ahead and, ask any questions you have. Let me know if you guys are excited about Living Legends. Do know I'll be covering it in full, so if you're not going, don't worry. I'm gonna have GoPros on myself and a buddy. I'm not sure who will have the other GoPro yet. Last year it was my friend Brian. Some of you know him, some of you don't. So yeah, that's it. That's Living Legends in a nutshell. If you guys are excited and you want to see more footage of Living Legends, check the description. I'm gonna have a bunch of videos down there that I made where you can go ahead and check out if you're looking for more kind of an event recap, the bikini contest, all kinds of stuff like that. So thanks again for watching, guys. Till next time, peace, and here is the outro.